Is with it. On another note, I don't know if y'all see Bill and Ted 3.
I did.
Okay.
It was most excellent.
Did y'all enjoy it?
You guys got a spoiler-free?
Oh, you didn't see it?
You
yeah,
didn't
you got a spoiler-free.
Well, then get
review.
your ass up out of here. What are you doing?
Look, if we talk about this movie, like if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry, but spoilers.
Put it this way, we're gonna do a countdown. You have an opportunity right now to leave. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Here's the thing, but I time-stamped everything, so all you have to do is just skip to the next topic.
I'm giving you right now the opportunity to leave.
Either way,
what did you think? Because I know Bill and Ted's like one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yes,
I was gonna hit you up, and I was like, he's probably seen it already. Like,
I watched it. I watched it Saturday night.
All right, I got a question. All right, does Rufus make an appearance in the movie?
Yes,
he does make an appearance,
cameo,
and they have references to him. So they have,
and it was done tastefully too.
Yes,
yeah, it wasn't like cheap. So you know what? It's kind of funny because I think it was also a little bit like, you know how some movies when they do things like this, they'll have like a CGI version or a holographic version. Yeah. So they have him as a hologram in the movie, but it's more so that it's like they go to the point where they go to the future, but it's kind of like a museum.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the original phone booth, and out, so it's like if you're a tourist walking by, you visit, and then out steps the hologram from the phone booth is Rufus. So he's explaining, like,
right.
he says it in, he's like, this is the original phone booth. I traveled in 1989, because they have Bill and Ted is like worshiping the future, so of course they have a whole monument and museum for them.
Well, let's talk about that aspect of the film. That was one of the things I liked about the movie, where in the first two Bill and Ted's, they're like worshiping the future. It's like, party on, be excellent to each other. And they, in their minds, they're thinking like, oh, they love us in the future. Then they go to the future and they're like, oh no, they hate us. Yeah. We screwed up big time.
It's mainly because the fact that
that's like the conflict, I guess.
Yeah,
they need to write. They're mad at them because they didn't write the song that saves reality, and they're like, it's been 30 years since the last movie, and they're like, you still haven't written it. You gotta write it, and they're like, we've been trying. Like,
well, one of the things that I love about the whole Bill and Ted series is that as the characters Bill and Ted, they're not, because a lot of people think there's a misconception that people think that they're stoners. They're not stoners. They're just dumb. But they're dumb. They're dumb as rocks, but they're likable.
They got a heart of gold.
They're likable.
Like there's always likable. Like throughout movies, TV, cartoons. There's always like the two.
And one slightly dumber than the other.
Like you have Jay and Silent Bob. You have Beavis and Butthead.
Where's my car?
You have those two.
Wait, no, don't bring that in there. What's wrong with you?
All right, fine.
I guess
I'll take that Negan back and bash your skull in with that
I thought we were talking
nonsense.
about duos, so I just threw that out there.
Good duos, Philippe. What is your problem?
I got offended.
Oh, like the white guy and Will Smith in Wild Wild West?
I was going to say.
He brought up Will Smith. I didn't. He did it.
You brought it up real quick, but something that this movie really reminded me of was the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It gave me similar vibes of like the whole cast getting back together and revisiting something, and it was just like it had like good vibes and was just like very optimist, and like I just had a smile on my face watching it the whole time.
What I liked about it is that like usually with the trend of these sequels. Like they make it as a sequel, but also do a soft reboot. Like that's how Terminator Dark Fate was. It was really, it was a sequel, but let's be honest, it was just a reboot of Terminator 2.
Yep.
And I think I mentioned this on the last episode, and that's the commentary they were making in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Taking something you're familiar with, to make it new and fresh again by adding some, new diverse cast to it. That's what they did with Terminator Dark Fate. They took, instead of taking John Connor as a, young white kid, let's make him a young Mexican woman.
We gotta be woke this time, man.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that with Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted really feels like an absolute continuation of the series. The first two movies. Like I said, they're trying to. The whole premise is that they write this song that saves the world. It solves all the world's issues: poverty, war, hunger, everything. But they haven't wrote the movie yet. So now it gets to the point where now the stakes are higher, because in the first movie it's just that they have to pass this exam so that they can stay together to even become a band in the future. The second movie, they end up dying, so they have to get their way back so that they can still live to make the song. Where this song, I mean, this movie is at the point now, space and time is going to collapse on itself, and everything in all existence is going to be over if they don't write this song. So I love how they push the stakes higher in this one.
Yeah. Space and time was collapsing.
Yeah,
it was like throughout the film.
You have like different historical figures showing up
at different points in time in history.
There's like a countdown timer.
But there was like a thing I liked about it was from the first two, like you just mentioned it, there was a consistent storyline to it. That it and then it had an end game. Like when the way it ended, it just ended.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh. Okay. Oh, all right, cool. But the way they ended it, I personally feel that they should not do another one.
No.
Somebody told me
this is a clear
cap on the series.
Somebody told me that this feels like a victory lap. Do you guys think that that's what it feels like?
Because they took the things from the first two. They did the time travel and they did the stuff with heaven and hell with death, and they brought it back together. And like push it to
exactly.
A level.
It was almost like a mesh of the first two movies all in one. Because even like
a little bit more of the second one.
Yeah, but like you have even like Bill and Ted. Like, it gets to the point where they're on a separate adventure. They eventually want to go into the future because they're trying to just go to the future selves and just get the song from them. But they get sidetracked because they realize their marriage is in jeopardy and their wives end up leaving them. So it becomes. That's their main focus. They don't even really care about writing the song anymore. They want to save their marriage because that's what's lovable about them. They've just always been genuinely good dudes. Like going back to how duos were, where say like you have Beavis and Butthead, Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, Jay and Silent Bob, where those are duos who
Charlotte Marlin,
like they ruined other people's lives. Like that's the thing about them. Whereas Bill and Ted, like. They're complete opposite.
They genuinely love their wives, and they love their family.
They're nice to everyone, whereas like everyone else, like they're terrible people to everyone around them.
Yeah,
where Bill and Ted are just generally nice people to everyone, even to death. They're like mad respectful.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I say who was a surprise standout for me? I loved the robot, the Terminator.
Dennis.
I
thought that was,
and I love the dynamic that Dennis and Death had.
Just gets his consciousness starts happening throughout the movie.
Because they originally played it like he was like going to be this big bad robot villain.
Yeah, and then they turned him into like, oh, he actually has a personality.
Yeah, he's like mad insecure.
Are there any cameos in this movie? Like
you have
any notable cameos? I mean,
celebrity cameos.
Yeah.
Kid
Cudi's in there. Yeah, because they get to a point like with it. So what I was going to mention before, like it almost becomes two movies in one because the daughters have their mission journey that they're trying to do, and while their fathers trying to do this, their own thing. So the daughters kind of end up doing what they did in the first movie by going throughout time and pulling historical figures, and bringing them to the past. But it doesn't to pass an exam or a test or anything. They're trying to take some of the biggest famous musicians throughout history to make the best song in the world.
Not to
which I thought was a brilliant idea.
Since we talk about that part of the movie, let's talk about the actor that played Louis Armstrong and the constipated faces he kept making the whole time. Film he's like, oh yeah.
To be fair, Louis was quite expressive when he was in the middle of playing.
But he's playing, not when he's having a conversation.
Yeah, they got to the point where like normally talking, he's like,
just imagine you at the bar.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen the movie.
No, imagine.
We're saying you're right.
You're right, but just imagine walking up up to you at a bar, and he's like, "Hey, yo, you want a drink?"
I'd be like, "Are you okay, sir? Is there someone I can help you call?" Like
he was the entire film. I was like, "Is he having this?"
Yeah, he was the kid who played in Luke Cage.
That was selling all the merchandise.
Really?
Yeah.
But I will say, I really loved the daughters. I don't know the actress name that played
Lundy Payne and Samara
Weavy, who played Ted's. What's the name that played Ted's?
Bridget London Payne. Yeah.
I don't know. Kudos to her for method acting.
She Keanu Reeves.
She stayed at it. Like did she follow him and she had the mannerisms down and everything.
She was just doing a
like
everything impersonation.
Like, she his love child.
Yeah. I loved she had the haircut also that he had in the first movie.
And Samara Weavy did a good job playing Ted's daughter too.
She did. And like I said, she looked
way younger
Like she looks 16.
And I think it was the clothes because they put her in like really baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I first seen the trailer, I didn't recognize it was her at all. Like
I didn't know it was her until
I remember seeing her in Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
You know.
She was very good at that.
So, do you guys did they set it up for a sequel?
No, this is like a perfect trilogy, like Back to the Future. Like
this was the finale.
Leave it.
Gotcha.
Leave it as it is.
I don't want them to do another.
No,
one.
they don't need to. Like,
let's not
wrapped
screw
up
this
everything.
trilogy up.
Everything that they were trying to do since the first movie is complete. They accomplished that goal. They saved their marriage. They wrote the song that saved the world.
There's nothing else for them to do.
I like that. You know, it's kind of rare that you have like a story that wraps up. I feel like everyone's so concerned with like trying to make a sequel to make more money.
Yeah.
You never really get like a good end cap.
I think they had a hard enough time making this movie in the first place.
It took 10 years.
This was announced like back in 2011, 2010.
And they were just like, we gotta put a cap on it.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, it was a beautiful end to the story. I
can't wait to watch it.
Like I said, if you'll
love it.
I mean, I
put a lot of effort into continuing it properly.
Yeah. And how'd you guys
if they only
watch
continued it? I would only want to see them continue it with the daughters. That's the only way I would want to see this. Because I wouldn't mind seeing them in a movie on their own. Like I really enjoy them in this movie.
I think that if they had to go that direction, that would be the direction they should go.
Like they could leave it at
that. What was your?
I said like what kind of way did you watch it? Would you watch it at home? Did you go to like drive-in theater?
No, this was
I
like
rented
on
it.
demand.
I wanted to give them the money too, you know, like they had
drive-in theater.
I feel like you try. I feel like you.
That's the new wave, you know. What I'm
I feel like you trying to entrap people right now. You trying to see who one of y'all did it illegally. Which one was y'all?
Who broke quarantine?
Who did it illegally? I think you trying to get somebody to snitch.
Hey man, you know if you say it on the podcast, that's on you. I didn't say nothing.
You trying to? Yeah, that's what they do in interrogating rooms, brother. Trying to Tekashi 69 me ain't gonna happen.